Hello, everyone. Well, the big theme in the market overnight was that President Obama is likely to nominate former Israeli central bank governor Stanley Fischer to take Janet Yellen's place as vice chair at the Fed, the number 2 position there. This would solve one of the perceived problems with Ms. Yellen's candidacy, namely that she doesn't have enough international experience or experience handling financial crises. Mr. Fischer has a vast array of contacts in the international banking community. For example, ECB President Draghi was a former student of his when he was teaching at MIT, while as the number 2 official at the IMF in the 1990s, he spent several years managing the fund's response to crises in Russia, Asia, and Latin America. However, Mr. Fischer is known to dislike forward guidance, so his nomination could prove to be a challenge to Ms. Yellen and the currency policy framework. As a result, the dollar generally declined overnight. Now, I think less forward guidance should be dollar positive, because forward guidance is usually used to make people think that the central bank is likely to keep rates lower for longer. But apparently the prospect of policy disunity trumped the prospects of higher yields. Either that, or more likely, people just want some excuse to sell dollars. I think Mr. Fischer would be likely to adopt the prevailing philosophy of the Fed. He's previously stated his approval of the Fed's extraordinary measures, such as quantitative easing. He can't easily be characterized as a dove or a hawk. Despite a focus on fighting inflation, he cut rates, along with the other major central banks in 2008, in an effort to head off the effects of the global crisis, despite relatively high domestic inflation. On the other hand, he was among the first to raise interest rates just a year later, after cutting them in 2008. As a result, Israel escaped the worst effects of the crisis and maintained a relatively healthy growth rate during that time. During his tenure at the Bank of Israel, the shekel appreciated by 16% on a real effective exchange rate basis, and inflation averaged 2.5% year on year, far below the 4.8% in the preceding 10 years. In my view, his nomination should be seen as providing a superb management team at the Fed, which should be dollar positive. For more information, including technical analysis, please read the full comment on IronFX.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google+ to get more trading ideas. This is Marshall Gittler, head of Global FX Strategy at IronFX, wishing you solid trading.